So, in Paris, or Peli, if you're some sort of gay frog creature, there's this big Egyptian obelisk in the middle of a plaza. And yes, it is a real Egyptian obelisk. Now, if you're like me and know the answer to the question, why is the Louvre so suspiciously full of Italian artwork, your first thought is probably, Napoleon, you fucking kleptomaniac. But no, he's not actually responsible for this one. Believe it or not, the French actually acquired this thing by completely legal means. Well, mostly legal, but ethically dubious means. Anyways, this is the history of the world's longest customer service call. So, this lovely 75-foot tall and 250-ton piece of solid granite in the middle of the Place de la Concorde is called the Luxor Obelisk. So called because it used to stand in front of the Luxor Temple. No, 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 not the Temple of Capitalism, the Temple to Amun. Yes, that one. And as you can see, its sister obelisk is still there to this day. So then, how did this one get to France? Well, as I hinted in the intro, they actually didn't steal this one. Rather, in the year 1833, they got Muhammad Ali Pasha, the ruler of Ottoman Egypt, to trade it for a large mechanical clock that was to be placed at the top of the Salah ad-Din Citadel in Cairo. However, because I guess the French are just genetically obligated to screw with the Africans, the clock didn't bloody work. And also, just to add insult to injury, they had taken 12 years to ship the damn thing over to fulfill their end of the deal. So yeah, they were a decade late and a ticker short. So, obviously the Egyptians asked, hey guys, could y'all maybe fix this? To which the French presumably replied, well lads, a broken clock's right twice a day, pop up, cheerio. Because, yeah, they already had their obelisk, so they didn't really care anymore. So then, the Egyptians took it upon themselves to fix the darn thing. In 1945. However, they couldn't even figure out what exactly was wrong with it, so yeah, that didn't really go anywhere. Now, eventually, the French did own up to their mistake and sent someone to fix the clock. In 2020, 175 years later, and you thought having to wait a week for the plumber was bad, you ain't got shit on the city of Cairo, which has been subjected to what I believe is the longest repair call in history. Although, that being said, the clock still doesn't work. So, yeah, I'm honestly not sure what's going on with this. Maybe it'll get fixed soon, maybe it'll stay broken for another century. Honestly, I almost think the second option is better because, like, come on, mate, it's kind of funny, you know. Speaking of things that are kind of funny, bonus facts time. So, firstly, at almost 3,500 years old, this obelisk is technically the oldest landmark in Paris. Next, remember how the Luxor obelisk had a sister obelisk? Well, originally both of them had been offered to the French, but apparently getting the first one across was such a monumental pain in the ass that they just went, Mon Dieu, we are not doing that again. So the Egyptians got to keep their other obelisk. Also, once it got there, the Parisians were horrified to discover that the base of their new obelisk had what Wikipedia playfully describes as 16 fully sexed baboons, which is a nice way of saying that these things had massive rock-hard schlongs, so the original base had to be replaced by a much less arousing display that just shows a diagram of how the thing was erected. Speaking of penises, on World AIDS Day 1993, the anti-AIDS charity put up a massive pink condom on Paris's primary penis to raise awareness for the cause. And yeah, I don't think I can top that, so that's just where I'm going to end today's video.